HappiDaze here. In today's video, we're taking on the final day of Grand Party, hoping to get 15 out of 15 wins. Let's get into it. Let's see what happens. Oh, so unfortunate for us, all burst captains, all kind of crazy captains, so that's kind of unfortunate for us. Luckily, we can still see the first team, and I think we feel pretty confident that we can take on that strength team first because of the CT. I think we can get them off before they help charge that Psy Luffy special, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and go after that for the first match and see if we can't secure this first win. The strategy here for the first battle is just get our units to go quick, take out a bunch of their units fast before they can really do a ton of damage to us. Luckily, they don't have Kobe to help kind of speed up the CT on their team. And then take a little bit of damage, so it kind of charges their burst gauge a little bit, but hopefully not much at all, and that will leave us with basically 2 bursts for fight number 2. We'll use one before their burst goes, and then we'll use the other one basically right after they do their burst to just about fully refill ours back. So that's kind of the game plan and the strategy. Let's see how that ends up working. So we're going to get a shield here. Looks like S-Hawk's probably going to end up going first, just based on what we're seeing here. Unfortunate. Hopefully it's better when Roger Whitebeard go first, just because they just kind of help you to get in there and really do that damage there. But it's not the end of the world. It is what it is. When these Orosanji go, they'll basically move them to the front, or they'll get moved to the front pretty quickly just because we knocked out a couple of units there, and then they'll just take out 2 more for us. So far, strategy looks to be going pretty good, and we'll just see what happens. I don't know what just happened. It was a weird glitch on my game where the game actually like lagged out. There wasn't OBS that was logging. It was lagging. It was actually the game, so that was kind of weird. But like I said, we get through it. Their burst gauge is only maybe like 10% full, so that's like the perfect situation for us. We do want to take a little bit of damage because, like I said, that's how we charge our burst. So we do want to take a little bit of damage here, just so we can get that kind of charged up. Perfect. That's actually really good. I know it doesn't probably look like it because you said a lot of units took a bunch of damage there, but that will just make it so that it's easy for us to just go ahead and take them out. We'll be able to use our special first because their gauge isn't charged, and then, like I said, as soon as they use their burst, ours will be just about filled up, and we can go ahead and use our second burst, just kind of guarantee that win on the second team, or get maybe like high 90% chance of us winning. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and take on the second team here. Have no idea what kind of team it is. Could be anything. Let's see. Looks like it's an int team from what I can see. So the good news is that they have some debuffers there for Psy. Only Psy unit there is really that Luffy, so that's good for us, so that won't be too bad. Bonnie does reverse specials, which is a bit of a pain. But yeah. And that int Luffy is obviously a pain to deal with, but it shouldn't hopefully be that bad. We just take a little bit more damage for us to be able to use our special, unfortunately. But it should be fine. Nami and Karina are just going to help out a little bit here, reverse some specials. Make it so that Bonnie can't really get us right away, which is good. We'll just heal up a little bit and just wait for Luffy to kind of go, do a bunch of damage there. So we do get a little CT delay there, but it's not the end of the world. Once S-Hawk goes, that should pretty much charge our burst meter. Yep, so our burst meter is charged, and so is theirs. So be curious to see if ours... Oh, ours did go first, which is even better. Yeah, they charged our burst like 75% maybe, and like I said, we didn't have to use any revives or anything like that, so we should be in a really good spot here. Not worried at all now. Nami will just help reverse some specials. We get our units back, and it works out beautifully. So it looks like for this first match, we shouldn't have any problems securing the victory. I'd like to see that. And once Luffy goes here, it should hopefully wrap up this this match here for us. And there we go. So like that, we get the first win of the day. It was painful having to face burst captains, so please make sure you change your captains at the end of the day to be a non-burst captain, just so everyone can go ahead and get those wins. That would be much appreciated for everyone to do that. Help everyone get to the 15 wins. All right, so let's look at the options for match number 2 here. Same kind of thing. We have a burst Luffy at the bottom there, but we have 2 rare recruits, which is fantastic. So again, thank you guys for doing that strategy. You guys rock who did this. We're going to just go take on that middle team. It looks like it'll be the Strength team. That will be the first team out there. So like I said, with the Strength team out there, we should be able to hopefully get through them pretty quickly. With our Slasher team, have 2 bursts ready for the second match, so pretty much no matter who it is, it won't matter. They don't have a burst with that Jack, or if it is, it's like a 500 damage, so it won't be really any danger to us if we go ahead and stick with this strategy here. Okay, so this is kind of an interesting team. It looked like it was there's some Dex units there. There's the Shanks unit. It's kind of a weird hodgepodge of units there. Maybe they're trying to go for a Slasher team, like a kind of a weird hybrid Slasher team. Not quite sure. Just an interesting team makeup. So we'll just kind of see how that goes. Like I said, no worries to us winning or losing or anything like that. It's just the team makeup is kind of interesting. They do have, just a couple units on the bench there too, the Cavendish and Dalton and that stuff, but shouldn't be too bad for us. Once Odin goes, he'll do a bunch of damage because he actually has an additional damage against the Dex units, so that'll just help out there. 2 more Dex units come in on the back there, so yeah, once the Odin goes, we'll hopefully take out a good chunk of them. So yeah, 500 damage, burst does nothing to us, which is good. So Sanji's going to go. They'll charge all the specials back to the top, which will just make us able to just have S-Hawk go, knock out 3 people, Odin go, hopefully knock out the rest, and hopefully wrap up this match pretty quickly. And Nell and Dalton are just kind of hanging on by a thread there. Take another burst, not a big deal. Let's go ahead and actually skip. Like there's no way they can beat us, so just to save a couple seconds on there, let's just skip so we can get the victory and go on to fight number 2 of this round. So again, we have no idea who it is. RNG could be any team. Is that the Slasher team? Let's see. Nope, kind of like I said, just another hodgepodge of just kind of random units. I'm pretty sure that they did an auto team here, because like you never see that Luffy crew on PvP teams, unless like I said, I'm guessing that someone just did auto teams, which is awesome. That's a strategy to do when you're done for the day. Throw your teams on auto or change your leader to a non-burst leader and just let everyone win. It just makes everything easier. Everyone get the 50 gems, all the bounty and all the rewards there. So just help everyone out when you're done for the day. Just make sure you set your leader. So we're probably gonna have to actually wait till S-Hawk goes before we're able to actually use even one of our bursts. I guess that's the downside of this approach, is that it just takes them so long to do damage that our burst gauge just isn't charged. Awesome. So S-Hawk's going to do some damage there, which is good. It didn't trigger any of the revives, so we'll just keep taking damage until we finally get our burst ready, and hopefully by the time we get our burst ready, hopefully all 5 are on the field, and then we can just dink the burst and be done with this match. Otama's coming in with some healing, making sure everyone's good. Special still isn't charged. So while we wait for this match to wrap up, and it should be done in just a second, just make sure to go to the comment section below. Let me know how your grand party is doing. Were you able to secure all 15 wins? Were there any teams that tripped you up, or did you have bad RNG? And then get into it. I'd like to hear from you guys, from the community, how you guys did for this season. what you thought about some of the rule sets with the strength being debuffed in terms of the CT speed. The actual buffs that were there were kind of interesting, you know, with some dex buffs there, some fighter buffs, but season seemed, I think, like if I had to like rate the season overall, like it wasn't as bad as some of the last ones where they completely ended up, you know, nerfing the free spirit teams and things like that. I think once they introduced the counter to Luffy there, with the Int G5 Luffy, it's become a lot more bearable right now. For a beginning player, it's probably completely opposite, right? As you guys probably see, I have full heat maxed out units here. I can make 3 teams that are fully maxed, but if you're a newer player, obviously you might not have that ability to have teams that are kind of fully built out like this. So I'd love to hear from you guys, especially, you know, how these rule sets are for you. If you found them restrictive, or, you know, if they kind of turned you off or turned you on to playing Grand Party for future seasons. So with that, we get 14 wins, and let's go ahead and take a look at what the last opponents are for us. Love to see it. So thankfully, we could take on any of these teams. They're all rare recruits. So thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do here. It is very much appreciated in terms of making sure that we're able to go ahead and get those 15 wins. So I'm just going to face the top team here. Again, strength teams first. Doesn't matter that there's no burst for any of those 3 captains that were there. So either way, it should be an easy win here. We'll just go ahead and hope they actually do a little bit of damage to us, just so we can go ahead and get our burst gauge charged. That way we don't have to wait so long on match number 2. We can get through that pretty quickly. But as you can see, the strategy worked really well this season, and I imagine that going forward, unless they do some big debuff to slashers, like this strategy seems pretty solid, and that strategy is really use a kind of crazy slasher team up front just to kind of guarantee that first win, not having to use a burst. Just charge your burst that whole time, and then save two bursts for either the second or third match, depending on what teams you have, or what the matchup looks like, and then you kind of easily go in there and kind of clean up and are able to do stuff. So strategy worked out well. I'll probably use it going forward, like I said, until they start nerfing or debuffing slashers, and then maybe, you know, swap that out with the strength team, maybe something like that. So you'll see that S-Hawk just comes in, wipes out 3 units himself. It'd be nice to actually take a hit maybe from Kuma, because he does damage to defense, so hopefully he does like an HP cut, charges that burst gauge for me. But it's not looking good. I might have to. It might be a longer stall match for match number 2 until we get that that burst gauge charged again. So let's go ahead and see what matchup we have for match number 2. Alright, so it is a slasher team, so that's good. Yeah, it's pretty much the fully buffed out slasher team. So yeah, the good news is we should be able to get our burst gauge charged pretty quick, just depending how things go. Obviously, the Nami and the Karina unit here could easily end up reversing some specials, maybe make us have to stall a little bit. But yeah, I'm not really worried here. We have the revives too on the Luffy and Zoro, so even if they hit either of those units, either the Roger Whitebeard they have on their team or the S-Hawk, you know, we have that revive to kind of save us. So not worried at all about what we're doing here. We'll just kind of keep plugging along. That'll bump all their guys to the front. Now when S-Hawk goes, we should get our burst charged. Perfect. We'll go ahead and use our special, and then Luffy's going to go right after, which should just do a ton of damage. Yeah, so at this point, it's pretty much a wrap. There's really not much they can do with the units coming in. Once Luffy goes, he'll take out a couple more, and then it's literally pretty much just waiting. So I was wondering how this strategy would actually work out versus a slasher team, just because in the last couple days, I don't know if it's just the teams we've been picking, but we really haven't been fighting slashers in any of the slots, in the first or second slot in the matches that we've been doing. So it's good that we're able to actually fight them, and just make sure this strategy still works for them, because that was kind of the one question. I know they can do a bunch of damage, but yeah, it seems like this team and this strategy would work even against slasher teams, so it's good to see. You'd love to see it. And that will just kind of guarantee that we're going to go ahead and get the 15 out of 15 for the season, wrap it up with another W. And then when we're done, as always, we're just going to change our captain to a non-burst captain, just so people know what teams we're using and they can kind of team build and plan against that. So I hope everyone get to 15 wins. Make sure you do that. As I mentioned before, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do that. Join the channel. Would love to have you guys with us. I enjoy bringing you these videos, and hopefully you guys learn some strategies from a more elder OPTC player and kind of see the different things that we do going in and how you might be able to leverage it, whether you're an older account or whether you're a new account, what you can kind of strive to do. So love to see that 20 gems for getting that 15th win. Get the title, which really doesn't matter, but it kind of gets us to where we want to go. So when you're done for the day, just go ahead and either do the auto edit, or you can do just the edit later, whatever one's easier, and then just make sure that you set it to someone that people will know. Actually, let me set it to one of the guys. Actually, no, I'm gonna leave it as Otama. Just so people know it's a free spirit team, so I don't think it might be like a int team if I do Dory or Broggy or something like that. So I want to make it pretty clear that that's a free spirit team. They can build teams against that and kind of go with that. So I'm gonna wrap up my video here today. Like I said, let me know how your season went. Hopefully you got 15 out of 15. If you didn't, keep trying. It's a very RNG based game mode, but if you keep hitting at it, you'll get that 15 wins. You'll get those gems and be in a really good spot. So until next time, be kind to each other. Thanks.